Your soulmate is about to do something crazy because of your silence. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the moment your eyes hit these words, something in your spirit reacted, almost like your intuition whispered, "This is the message meant for you." And your heart needs this right now, so stay with me, breathe for a moment, and let this sink into your spirit like warm light, because what I'm about to say is going to connect every scattered feeling you've been carrying in silence. You've been quiet lately in a way your soulmate didn't expect, and even though you think they aren't paying attention, trust me, they feel it. They feel the shift. They feel the distance. They feel the silence echoing louder than your words ever did, and it's driving them into a kind of emotional panic they can't explain to anyone, not even themselves. Listen to this, because your heart needs this right now. This silence of yours isn't just silence to them, it's a mirror. A mirror that's showing them the parts of themselves they tried to hide, the parts they tried to ignore, the parts they thought they could outrun. And now? They can't. Not anymore. Don't scroll, because the universe has been pushing them, nudging them, sending them signs they can't shake off. They've been seeing repeating numbers, 111 when they wake up, 222 on receipts, 444 on clocks, 555 exactly when their thoughts drift back to you. And even if they pretend they don't believe in signs, their spirit does. Something inside them knows these synchronicities are showing up for a reason. And your heart needs to hear this next part. They've been dreaming about you, thinking about you at random moments, feeling emotional waves they can't explain, wondering why everything reminds them of you, and asking themselves why your silence hits harder than any goodbye they've ever experienced in their life. Listen to this, don't scroll. Because this message is for you. Your soulmate is overwhelmed, not because they don't care, but because they care too much and don't know what to do with it. Your silence woke something up in them, something raw, something deep, something spiritual. It shook the walls around their heart, cracked open defenses they've been building for years, and forced them into a place they can't escape from, confrontation with their true feelings for you. And right now, they feel like they're losing control. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now. They're acting strange, restless, impulsive, emotional, because your absence has created a storm inside them, a storm they can't calm, a storm they didn't expect, a storm that's telling them, you're about to lose something you're not ready to lose. And that realization is making them think about doing something wild, bold, unexpected, something completely out of character, because the silence you chose is forcing them to make a choice they've been avoiding, to step up or step out. Listen, this message is for you. You've been wondering if they even care, if they even notice, if your absence even matters to them, and the universe is whispering, yes. Yes, they do. More than you know. They feel your silence in their bones, in their spirit, in their heartbeat. They feel the emptiness where your presence used to be. And they've been talking about you, maybe not out loud, maybe not to the people around them, but in their mind, in conversations they rehearse but never send, in the thoughts that hit them when the world finally quiets down. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now. Their soul has reached a breaking point. They're questioning everything. Why they held back, why they didn't tell you the truth sooner, why they thought distance would protect them from their own feelings, why they chose fear over connection, why they didn't see your worth sooner. Listen, because this part matters. Your silence didn't push them away, it pushed them inward. It forced them to confront the emotional truth they've been running from. And the universe is moving through that crack in their spirit, guiding them to a moment of awakening they can't avoid anymore. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to say might feel like confirmation of everything you've been sensing in your gut. Your soulmate is about to make a move. Not a small one. Not a casual one. A big one. A bold one. I can't hold this in anymore, kind of move. They're about to message you, show up, confess something they've been holding back, or reveal a depth of emotion you never expected to hear from them. They're planning something, rehearsing something, imagining something, and it's all because your silence forced their soul to wake up. And your heart needs this truth right now. This time, they're not moving out of impulse, they're moving out of awakening. Your silence didn't break the connection, it activated it. And now? Something big is coming. Don't scroll, because your soulmate is being pulled toward you in a way they can't explain, and your silence was the key that opened the door. Don't scroll, because the intensity you've been feeling lately isn't random, and your heart needs this right now more than you realize. So stay with me and breathe into this message, because what I'm about to reveal is something your intuition has been whispering, but your mind hasn't fully understood. Your silence didn't just create distance. It created transformation. Listen, your soulmate has been spiraling quietly, internally, emotionally ever since you pulled your energy back, and they're not telling anyone the truth about how deeply your silence is affecting them. They're putting on a face, acting unbothered, pretending life is normal, but inside? Their soul is unraveling. Don't scroll, this message is for you. They've been pacing rooms, checking their phone without meaning to, overthinking everything they said, everything they didn't say, everything they should have said, and heaven says their spirit is in a war with their pride right now. Your silence has become the loudest sound in their life. They can feel your absence in their chest like a weight, and the universe is using that weight to show them what they refused to see when you were still available. Your worth, your softness, your loyalty, your presence, your spiritual connection. And the more you stay silent, the more their emotions intensify, the more their soul pulls toward you with urgency, the more they feel the pressure to act before it's too late. Listen to this, don't scroll, they've been receiving signs too. The same angel numbers you've been seeing. 222 when they think about balance, 555 right as they wonder if they should make a move, 1111 at the exact moment they imagine a future with you. These signs are hitting them harder than you know. The universe is pushing them, guiding them, shaking them. And your heart needs this right now. They are reaching a breaking point. They're starting to realize that the connection between you two isn't normal, isn't casual, isn't something they can replace or run from. They feel spiritually tied to you in a way that scares them. That's why they're restless. That's why nothing feels right. That's why the things that used to distract them suddenly feel empty. Don't scroll, this part is important. Someone in their life has noticed their emotional shift and has started asking questions, questions your soulmate can't answer without exposing their heart. Someone said something like, "You're not yourself. Who are you thinking about?" And your soulmate froze because they knew the answer was you. And heaven says that confrontation shook something loose inside them. It woke them up. It made them realize how deep this runs. Listen, your energy is still with them. Your silence didn't block the connection, it amplified it. It made your presence louder in their spirit. And now they're replaying every moment between you two, every smile, every conversation, every message, every time your energy felt like home. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this. They've been imagining scenarios, what would happen if they reached out, what they would say, how you would react, what silence from you would mean. They're afraid of the answer, but even more afraid of never trying. They've been scrolling through old messages, looking at photos, remembering things you said that they didn't take seriously at the time but now hit them like prophecy. They're realizing you were right about things, that your intuition was sharp, that your presence was healing. And heaven is saying, your silence is teaching them the lesson they refused to learn when your voice was still available. Don't scroll, because the universe is moving pieces around in their life right now, removing distractions, exposing fake connections, dissolving illusions, and your soulmate is feeling that shift deeply. They're losing patience with themselves. They're losing tolerance for behaviors they once accepted. They're losing the ability to pretend. And all of it traces back to your silence. Listen, your heart needs this. They are getting ready to take action, but not the kind you expect. This is not a small text, a casual reach out, or a simple, hey. This is an emotional surrender moment. A confession moment. A breakthrough moment. Something they've been bottling up for so long that your silence finally cracked it open. And heaven says they are about to choose vulnerability over fear, truth over pride, connection over distance. Don't scroll, because this is the part that hits your soul. The universe isn't asking you to chase them or rescue them. The universe is asking you to stay still, stay aligned, stay grounded, because your energy is drawing them in like a spiritual magnet. They feel called to you. They feel led to you. They feel pulled toward you in a way they can't intellectually deny anymore. And whether they move today, tomorrow, or in a moment when you least expect it, the energy around them is clear. They are preparing to do something big, something emotional, something unexpected, because your silence didn't push them away. It woke them up. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to reveal is something your spirit has already sensed, but you haven't had the words for, and you need to hear this exactly the way it's coming through right now. Your silence has activated something in your soulmate that even they didn't expect, something wild, something emotional, something they've been trying to hide from everyone around them, but heaven is exposing it piece by piece. Listen closely, this message is for you. They've been talking to someone. Maybe a friend, maybe a sibling, maybe someone they trust, and that person didn't sugarcoat anything. They told your soulmate the truth they needed to hear, the truth that hit them in the chest like a wake-up call, the truth that made them stop mid-sentence and rethink everything they thought they knew. Don't scroll, because your heart needs this right now. That someone said something like, "You're losing the best thing you've ever had," or, "Why are you pretending you don't care when you clearly do?" or, "You can't expect them to wait forever." And your soulmate didn't know how to respond because, deep down, they knew it was true. Heaven says that moment shook them. It cracked open the denial they've been hiding behind. It exposed their fear. It forced them to face the truth they've been avoiding. That their life feels emptier without you, their days feel longer without your presence, and their heart feels heavier with every second of silence. Listen, don't scroll, because this gets deeper. Ever since that conversation, your soulmate has been in a state of emotional confusion. One moment they're angry at themselves, the next they're pacing, the next they're whispering your name under their breath without even noticing it. And heaven says their heart is literally aching. They're feeling things physically, tightness in the chest, restlessness when they lie down, sudden waves of emotion that come out of nowhere. That's the spiritual bond reacting. That's the connection you two share vibrating at full force. They've been seeing signs too, angel numbers popping up in moments they can't ignore, dreams involving you that feel too real, songs that come on at the exact moment they think about you, flashes of your face when they close their eyes. Don't scroll. This is important. They are beginning to realize that this connection is not just emotional, it's spiritual. It's soul level. It's divine. And your silence has forced them to finally face that truth. They're replaying the last conversation you two had, wondering if they missed something. They're replaying the last moment they saw you, remembering things they didn't appreciate fully at the time. Your laughter, your softness, your energy, the way you made them feel safe. Listen to this. Don't scroll, your heart needs it. They've been trying to distract themselves, but nothing works. People they used to enjoy being around feel boring now. Activities they used to love feel empty. Social media doesn't help. Music doesn't help. Sleep doesn't help. Because everything in their spirit is pulling them back to you. Heaven says your silence didn't block them, it mirrored them. It reflected their own avoidance. It forced them to see the truth. That losing you is not something they can emotionally survive without consequences. Don't scroll, because the universe is working on them right now. Something unexpected is happening inside them. They're starting to envision a future with you, not just a fantasy, but a reality. They're imagining calling you, explaining everything, telling you the truth they've been holding back. They're imagining confessing the feelings they've been scared to admit even to themselves. They're imagining showing up, literally or emotionally, in a way they never have before. And heaven says they're closer to breaking their silence than you think. Listen, your energy is shifting too. You've been feeling emotional for no reason. You've been waking up with them on your mind. You've been feeling pressure in your chest, heaviness in your heart, sudden anxiety waves, or sudden calm waves, and that's because your souls are syncing again. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this message because your soulmate is preparing to do something bold, something impulsive, something driven by emotion rather than logic, something they never planned to do, but they can't hold back anymore. They're scared of losing you forever. They're scared someone else will see your worth before they finally say something. They're scared you'll move on. They're scared you'll forget them. They're scared you'll stop caring. And that fear? It's pushing them into action. Heaven says your silence has transformed them, awakened them, humbled them, broken down the walls they hid behind. And now? They're ready to do something crazy, not reckless, but emotionally raw. Something that shifts everything. Something that changes the dynamic. Something that reveals their heart. Don't scroll, because this isn't just a message. It's a spiritual confirmation. Your silence wasn't punishment. It was alignment. It was divine setup. It was the universe preparing them for the moment they finally choose you without holding back. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to say will hit your spirit so accurately that it may stop you in your tracks, and your heart needs this message with every beat it takes right now. So listen closely, breathe, and let this truth settle into you. Your soulmate is reaching a level of emotional pressure they cannot hide anymore, and the universe is using your silence, your distance, your self-respect as a mirror so they can finally see what their fear, pride, and hesitation blinded them from seeing before. They are not okay, no matter how much they pretend. They're not sleeping well. They're not thinking clearly. They're losing focus. They're losing patience. They're losing the ability to distract themselves from the truth that has been screaming in their spirit. They love you, deeply, intensely, spiritually, and your silence has exposed how fragile and unprepared they were for something this real. Don't scroll, stay with me, because this part is heavy. They've been having emotional breakdowns they aren't telling anyone about. Late-night moments when their chest feels tight because memories of you come rushing back out of nowhere. Times when they tried to talk to someone else, even casually, and the universe blocked it, conversations falling flat, connections feeling forced, nothing feeling right, because heaven is making sure they don't run from this lesson anymore, the lesson that love like yours doesn't come twice, that divine connections don't disappear just because someone got scared. Listen, your energy hasn't left them. It haunts them in the quiet moments. They can feel you when you're thinking about them. They can feel the shift when you're pulling away. They can feel the distance like a cold air hitting their chest. And they're starting to panic because they're realizing something they never wanted to admit. They thought you'd always be there. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now because heaven says they are being spiritually confronted. Their guides, their angels, their dreams, everything is hitting them at once. They're dreaming about you more often. They're waking up emotional. They're seeing your name or your birthday or your initials in random places. They're receiving signs they can't ignore anymore. And your silence? It's amplifying every sign, every message, every piece of spiritual truth. They are finally starting to understand the depth of this connection. But listen, don't scroll, because this next part is intense. The universe is putting them through a test, a mirror test. They're being shown how their behavior made you feel. They're experiencing the same uncertainty, the same doubt, the same pain, the same longing they once put you through. Heaven isn't punishing them. Heaven is awakening them. They're realizing how careless they were with your heart. They're realizing how they took your presence for granted. They're realizing how deeply they hurt you without meaning to. And that realization? It's hitting them harder than anything they've ever felt. They can't shake it off. They can't distract themselves. They can't run from it. Don't scroll, this part is important. They've been triggered emotionally by something small, maybe a song, a memory, a photo, a place you two used to talk about, and that triggered moment sent them into an emotional spiral. And now they're questioning everything. Why didn't they choose you sooner? Why didn't they open up? Why didn't they fight for you? Why did they act like they didn't care when they cared too much? Heaven says your silence has become their wake-up call. Your distance has become their turning point. Your absence has become their teacher. And the universe is guiding them toward one unavoidable conclusion: they need to change, step up, speak up, or lose you. Don't scroll. Your heart needs this because the universe is preparing to align something major in this connection. They're being pushed to confront their fear of vulnerability. They're being pushed to confront their pride. They're being pushed to confront the truth of their feelings. And they're terrified, not of you, but of losing you permanently. Listen. They're imagining what life would be like if they finally opened their heart, if they finally let you in without holding anything back, if they finally told you the truth without fear. And heaven says they're closer than ever to doing something bold, something vulnerable, something they never thought they'd have the courage to do. Don't scroll, you need to hear this: the universe is not done working on them. They are being refined emotionally. Their ego is being dismantled. Their defenses are falling apart. Their heart is being softened. Their spirit is being guided straight to you. And your silence? It was the catalyst. It was the shift. It was the divine intervention that changed everything. So don't doubt your worth. Don't doubt your intuition. Don't doubt the connection. Something big is coming, something emotional, something heartbreaking, something healing, something life-changing. Your soulmate is preparing to do something they never expected, because losing you is a pain they cannot live with. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to tell you is going to hit your spirit so deeply that it may feel like the universe is calling you by name, and your heart needs this message right now in a way you may not even realize yet. So breathe and stay with me as I reveal this. Your soulmate has reached a breaking point emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and they are finally confronting the truth they've been running from. The truth that their feelings for you have never stopped, never faded, never weakened, but instead have intensified to the point where pretending is no longer an option. And listen to this: every time you stayed silent, every time you held back, every time you chose peace over chaos, your soulmate felt something inside them shift, almost like a string pulling tighter and tighter, demanding attention. They tried to distract themselves, but they couldn't. They tried to move on, but every connection fell flat. They tried to act unbothered, but the universe kept throwing reminders of you in their path: your favorite song, your name, your energy, your presence lingering in places where you weren't even physically there. Don't scroll, this is for you. Your soulmate is emotionally overwhelmed right now because they're starting to realize the magnitude of what they're losing, and the weight of that realization is crushing them. They've been having flashbacks, vivid, emotional flashbacks of moments they didn't appreciate enough, moments they dismissed, moments where you tried to show them love and they weren't ready to receive it. And heaven says your silence has been working on them louder than any words ever could. They're remembering the way you made them feel truly seen, truly safe, truly understood, in ways nobody else ever has. And now they're asking themselves questions they never had the strength to face before. What if I was wrong? What if I let go of the only person who ever loved me right? What if I don't get another chance? Don't scroll, your heart needs this because the universe is cracking open their emotional walls right now. They're crying sometimes, quietly, alone, where no one can see. They're losing sleep because every time they close their eyes, your face appears. They're waking up with heaviness in their chest because the bond between you two has become impossible to ignore. They're realizing that your silence isn't anger, it's protection, it's healing, its growth, its self-respect, and that realization is both humbling and heartbreaking for them. Listen closely, the universe is orchestrating something powerful behind the scenes. People around them are starting to notice the shift, noticing how distant, emotional, and distracted they are, and some of those people are confronting them, telling them truths they needed to hear, truths that shook them awake. Someone said something like, "If you love them, why aren't you doing anything?" or, "You're losing them and you know it." And that truth hit them in a way they couldn't hide from. Don't scroll, this part matters. The universe is removing distractions from their life, friends who pull them away from purpose, situations that drain them, false connections that never had meaning, because heaven is preparing them to see you clearly, without interference, without pride, without fear. They're starting to reflect on everything they've done wrong, every mixed signal, every missed opportunity, every moment they chose ego over emotion. And now? They're drowning in regret. They're telling themselves, "I should have held on tighter. I should have listened. I should have tried," and heaven says that regret is not to punish them, it's to transform them. Don't scroll, your heart needs to hear what comes next. Your soulmate is about to reach a point where silence becomes unbearable for them. They're fighting the urge to contact you every single day. They type messages and delete them. They rehearse what they want to say in their head. They imagine scenarios where they run into you unexpectedly. They replay your last interaction, looking for signs of hope. And heaven says they're building up courage, brick by emotional brick. They know they have to face you eventually, and they know they have to speak their truth without fear. Listen. The universe is preparing them to do something bold, something emotional, something unexpected, something that changes everything. They're tired of living with what-ifs. They're tired of pretending. They're tired of feeling you slip away. And heaven says they're about to decide, either step up or lose you forever. And that fear, the fear of losing you permanently, is what's pushing them into action. Don't scroll, this message is aligning with your energy for a reason. Something big is coming. A confession. A message. A moment of vulnerability. A truth finally spoken. And when it happens, you'll feel it in your spirit before it shows up in the physical world. Stay open. Stay grounded. Stay aligned. The universe is not done with this connection, not even close. Don't scroll. Because what I'm about to reveal is the exact truth your spirit has been sensing but couldn't put into words, and your heart needs this message right now more than you know, so stay right here with me and let this sink into your soul. Your silence has put your soulmate into an emotional storm they can no longer outrun, and heaven is using this moment to reshape their entire perspective, tearing down every wall, every excuse, every ounce of pride they once used as a shield against their own feelings. They thought silence would help them forget you, but instead it's magnifying everything they tried to bury. Listen. Your absence echoes louder in their life than your presence ever did, and now they are forced to sit with the truth they avoided for far too long, the truth that they love you more deeply than they ever admitted, even to themselves. They feel you everywhere. They feel you in their thoughts, in their chest, in their dreams, in the quiet moments when the world goes still. And don't scroll, because heaven says they're starting to realize this connection is not normal, it's spiritual. It's soul memory. It's destiny. They're beginning to understand why no one else ever compared to you, why your energy felt like home, why your presence felt like healing, why your silence feels like grief. They're emotionally unraveling. They're reading old messages, staring at your pictures longer than they should, replaying your voice in their mind, wondering why God allowed them to feel something this intense if it wasn't meant to be. And heaven says they're finally seeing the truth. They pushed away the very person God sent to love them. Don't scroll, this part is heavy. They're talking to someone, maybe a friend, maybe someone older, maybe someone spiritually aware, and that person is telling them things they didn't want to hear, that they need to grow up, that they need to stop running, that they need to face their heart, that they need to stop pretending they're unaffected. That conversation shook them. It exposed their fear. It forced them to confront the fact that they messed up something sacred. Now they're pacing around rooms at night, replaying what they should have said, what they should have done, how they should have treated you, how they should have cherished you. They're having emotional flashbacks, vivid ones, where they imagine seeing you again, what they would say, how they would apologize, how they would finally open up. Listen, don't scroll. Your heart needs this because the universe is putting them through soul surgery right now. They're being stripped of ego. They're being stripped of illusions. They're being stripped of every unhealthy pattern that sabotaged this connection. They're feeling guilt, regret, longing, fear, all at once. And heaven says this isn't punishment. It's transformation. It's awakening. It's divine correction. And now, they're reaching that dangerous emotional point where holding back hurts more than taking a risk. They're imagining losing you for good, imagining you with someone else, imagining you moving on, and that vision scares them to their core. Don't scroll, this is important. Your soulmate is battling the urge to reach out every day. They've typed paragraphs and erased them. They've hovered over your profile. They've picked up the phone and put it down. They're terrified of rejection, but even more terrified of regret. Heaven says their spirit is screaming at them, do something. They're feeling the truth in their body, tight chest, restless mind, emotional waves that come out of nowhere. They're feeling drawn to you like a magnetic pull they can't explain. And the universe? It's not letting them escape this connection anymore. They're receiving signs non-stop, 222 for alignment, 555 for change, 1111 for destiny, 1212 for union. And every number hits them deeper than the last. Listen, don't scroll, your spirit needs this now, they are about to snap emotionally. Not in a chaotic way, but in a breakthrough way. They're about to break through their own fear, their own pride, their own hesitation, because their soul can't handle the disconnect anymore. They're rehearsing conversations with you in their head. They're imagining showing up unexpectedly. They're imagining confessing everything they held back. And heaven says the tension is building for a reason. This is the spiritual pressure before the emotional release. Your soulmate is being prepared for a moment they can't avoid, a moment where they finally speak the truth they've swallowed for months or even years. Don't scroll, because heaven is aligning something big. The next chapter of this connection is already forming in the spiritual realm, and your silence didn't block it, it activated it. They are changing. They are awakening. They are stepping into awareness. And very soon, the emotion they've been suppressing will come pouring out in a way that shocks even them. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to say is the final piece your soul has been waiting for, the moment where everything clicks into place, and your heart needs this truth right now more than you know. So breathe, stay right here, and let this message wrap around your spirit like warmth. Your soulmate is standing at the edge of an emotional eruption, a spiritual breaking point, a moment where the universe has cornered them with clarity so strong they can no longer deny what their heart has been screaming. They can't lose you. This is the moment heaven has been preparing them for, the moment where their pride dissolves, their fear collapses, and their ego finally surrenders to the truth they've been avoiding. They love you fiercely, deeply, spiritually, irrationally, uncontrollably, and the silence between you is driving them into a type of emotional awakening they've never experienced before. Don't scroll, this message is for you. They've been sitting alone replaying every memory, every conversation, every detail of you, your voice, your laugh, your eyes, the way your energy felt like peace even when life was chaotic. And they're realizing that your absence has become the loudest presence in their life. The universe is hitting them with signs so aggressively they feel haunted, in the car, at work, in dreams, in random moments where your name or your energy floods their mind without warning. And listen, their guides, their angels, their intuition are all saying the same thing: do something before it's too late. Don't scroll, because this next part is powerful. They're imagining your future without them, imagining someone else loving you the way they should have, and it's breaking them open. It's forcing them to confront the truth that playing it safe, hiding their feelings, pretending they didn't care, only led them to a heartache they can't escape from. They're blaming themselves, regretting the choices they made, wishing they had acted sooner, wishing they'd been braver, wishing they hadn't let fear dictate their actions. And heaven says this regret is not meant to destroy them, it's meant to push them toward transformation. They're pacing. They're overthinking. They're crying in silence. They're praying for clarity. They're asking for a sign. And heaven keeps giving them the same answer: go to them. Speak. Confess. Don't lose them. Don't scroll, your heart needs this next part. They are planning something big, something emotional, something completely out of character. A message that exposes everything. A call that breaks the silence. A confession that pours out everything they've buried. They've played out the scenario over and over again in their mind, imagined hearing your voice again, imagined the way their heart will feel once they finally face you instead of running from you. And heaven says they're closer than ever to acting on that impulse because the fear of losing you is now stronger than the fear of vulnerability. They're thinking about traveling to see you. They're thinking about showing up unexpectedly. They're thinking about writing a long message. They're thinking about telling you everything: the love they ran from, the emotions they denied, the pain they hid, the truth they couldn't say. And don't scroll, because the universe isn't just working on them, it's working on you, too. You've been feeling emotional waves that don't belong to you. You've been thinking about them more suddenly. You've been waking up with heaviness. You've been feeling their energy in your chest. That's because your souls are sinking again, preparing for a major shift. Heaven is preparing your heart to receive their truth without bitterness. Heaven is preparing your intuition to recognize sincerity. Heaven is preparing your spirit for a moment of reconnection that will feel divinely timed. Don't scroll, this is the part that brings everything together. They are coming forward. Not as the person they were, but as the person the universe has been shaping them into. Stronger. Softer. More honest. More awakened. More aware of your worth. More aware of their feelings. More aware of the spiritual weight of this connection. Your silence didn't break the connection, it purified it. It revealed what was real. It exposed what was weak. It removed what was fake. It pushed them into becoming someone capable of loving you the way you deserve. And heaven says the moment they reach out, the moment they break the silence, the moment their voice trembles as they speak their truth, you will feel it in your soul before you even hear it with your ears. Don't scroll, stay right here, because the universe wants you to know this: the story isn't over. The distance isn't the ending. The silence isn't the finale. This is the turning point. The collapse before the breakthrough. The silence before the confession. The stillness before divine timing bursts open. And very, very soon, the person your soul has been tied to will cross the invisible line between fear and courage, and everything will change.